Fellas, we all love to AFK, let's be honest. But AFKing is much nicer when you're either getting a bunch of XP or a bunch of GP. So in this video, I want to give you some of my favorite AFK activities that I'm currently doing or I've done in the past. First up, I want to talk about Redwoods. Redwoods are a great option for finishing up 90 to 99 woodcutting. These have a varying AFK time, but in some situations you can actually AFK for the whole 25 minutes. It's kind of crazy. Most of the time you won't, but you'll hover around 5 to 10 minutes, which is very nice. You'll get upwards of 60,000 woodcutting XP an hour, as well as 10,000 firemaking XP per hour if you're using the Infernal axe. This has become my go-to work time grind. It's not the greatest of GP, but it is good for Iron Men as well if you're trying to gather some logs for birdhouses. If you don't have the requirements for Redwoods, yews and magic trees are also good alternatives, but they're not as much XP or as AFK. Fishing Karambwans has become one of my favorites because of its consistent AFK time being roughly 4 minutes. Getting to and from the spot is quite easy once you're set up, and the XP really isn't even that bad. I've been getting about 40k per hour with the fish barrel, but I would say you do kind of need the fish barrel if you're going to do this. The fish barrel doubles the amount of time you can AFK by basically giving you a second full inventory, and it increases your XP and GP per hour. So like I was saying, I'm getting about 40k XP per hour, and I'm making about 300k GP per hour. And maybe neither of these sound that crazy, but when you think about how AFK it is, it's actually very nice to do during a busy day. These also have very low requirements, so most people should be able to come here. I decided recently to up my total XP and all of my skills. I've been trying to get 20 mil base, and I didn't want to spend a ton of money fletching darts, so I looked into fletching longbows unstrung. The good thing about this one is that you can do it with almost any type of log and it will still be profitable. You just really need to check the prices of logs before you start doing this. Right now, I think the biggest GP gap comes from doing maple unstrung longs, but you can do this all the way up to magic sometimes. The XP will obviously vary depending on what type of log you're using, and it will not compete with darts. It's not even close. But when you get up to magic longbows, you're still getting over 110k XP per hour. And this is an activity that you can click a couple times and then forget about it for almost a minute. This is really good AFK XP, and I would highly recommend it. But maybe fletching isn't your thing, maybe you want to do a little bit of cooking. Cooking is very chill. I did this all the way to 200 mil while I was working. The good thing about cooking is that almost all fish are profitable, and the XP is kind of nuts. You can easily get up to 300k XP per hour here. I think cooking is one of the most common 99s, and it's probably for this reason. Also, having something like the Myths Guild makes this very, very easy. Rogue's Den is comparable, but the Myths Guild is just nicer. They should probably rename this place from Myths Guild to Cooking Guild, because I swear this is what it's predominantly used for. This is another one that I picked up recently, and it's crafting. When you think about crafting, you probably think about losing a ton of money, but glassblowing is very AFK, and it really hasn't been that bad GP wise. But I will say I am kind of in a unique spot because I do have chunks of GP I can just spend on stuff like this. But the difference between molten glass and unpowered ores is so small that I think anybody could do this. And even with this minor loss, you're still getting 90k XP an hour, which is very good when working towards 99. You can make it cost a little bit more, but also give you a bit more XP if you do light orbs. These are untradeable, so you're throwing away all the GP, but the XP is substantially better. This is just a cheaper crafting alternative to doing Dragonhide. It's not profitable like doing bracelets, but the XP is way better. I did unpowered orbs all the way to 99 like way back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, and I'm happy that it's still a viable method for training. In an AFK video, we should probably talk about everyone's favorite skill, mining. Mining is very slow. No matter what you do, it will always be slow. There is the tick manipulation method in the quarry, but we're watching an AFK video, so we know we're not doing that. For mining, you have two options. The first one is more accessible to most people, but it's the Motherlode mine. This is very slow, but it's very chill. And it gets even better once you unlock the top floor. The top floor is better because the veins now work on timers instead of ores drawn from it. This gives you the benefit of going to a busy world because it doesn't matter how many people are mining the same vein. If you're planning on doing 99 mining, this is a pretty good option. It will take you a very long time, but it is better XP than option 2, which is Amethyst. This is how I did the mining pet grind. It was very chill. I threw it on my second monitor. It sat there for my entire workday. You do need 90 mining for Amethyst, but I think right now it's upwards of 500k GP per hour, which is very good for how AFK it is. The XP is pretty abysmal. I think you're getting around 20 to 30k an hour, but this is a very chill option that provides you some decent GP. So if you are working on that 99 mining, I recommend you just mix these two together and eventually you'll get there. Another great AFK activity is Cannon Slayer. This one will be a little bit harder for the Iron Men because you'll need to get your own cannonballs, but holy shit is this crazy. You can get XP in like 9 different skills just from doing this. If you bring the Bone Crusher, the Ash Sanctifier, you'll get automatic prayer XP. If you use your whip on controlled, you'll get XP in attack, defense, strength, and hit points. And the only action you really need to do is to just fill up the cannon with cannonballs. Not every task can be cannoned though, so this is not a very consistent one, but if you have a task that can be cannoned and you're looking to AFK, I would really recommend this. And to close out my little AFK video, I want to talk about Blood and Soul Runecrafting on Zeah. This is probably the least AFK of all the things on the list, but technically not. It has long periods of AFK where you're chipping away at the essence, and other long AFK times while you're just running. With the GPU plugin or the expanded minimap, you can one-click very far in this game. You can almost go from the Dark Altar all the way to the Blood Altar in one click. There are active times where you need to chisel the dense essence, but they're really not that bad. I probably wouldn't recommend this one for while you're working, but if you do want to grind out some of those runecrafting levels, this is a pretty good option. The GP is pretty good, not as good as it used to be, but it's still up there. With the Tumican Shadow now requiring soul runes, I think doing soul runes is actually a good option. Back when I was doing 99 runecrafting, you pretty much had to do blood runes to make money from it, but now at 90, you can get even better XP and GP per hour. I do think there are better options for runecrafting nowadays, but if you just want some chill runecrafting, I really recommend this one. Okay, I've already edited this whole video, but I want to add 2 more activities in for my collection log people. If you are looking for free collection log slots, there are 2 activities I would recommend. The first is Castle Wars. You can start a game of Castle Wars by yourself with an alt. This alt can be free to play, so you don't have to worry about getting a bond. You basically just need to go into the game and step out of the room. You can also capture the flag 1 time so that your main account gets 3 tickets instead of 1, and then you literally just get to AFK for about 19 minutes. You can make this better by splashing with your 2 accounts, or just splashing with your main if you want to save money. The good thing about Castle Wars is you can actually sell rewards back to the shop for the same amount of tickets you purchased it for, so you only need about 800 tickets to complete this whole log. And the second AFK activity for collection loggers is Trouble Brewing. Trouble Brewing is bad, but it's very AFK if you just want to do it that way. Just go to the official world, people will be playing for the diary, go in, pick up some buckets, fill them with water, you can dump 100 buckets for 100 pieces of 8, and then you get to AFK. That's it, and you can get all the log slots doing this. Unfortunately with Trouble Brewing, you can't sell your rewards back, but since they all cost about the same amount, it's a pretty consistent way to get some free log slots. And those are my favorite AFK activities in old school RuneScape. If you'd like a more detailed video about how to AFK every skill in the game, please consider liking the video and even subscribing so you don't miss it. Shout out to my channel members, DTech and Dino. I appreciate the support, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.